Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Psyduck, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Pokemon trading card game rotation. Um, this is going to be one of the hardest rotations to hit the Pokemon TCG with all the good cards that were released about 2 years ago. And onwards from the tag team, from the team up era with all these tag team Pokemon and um, kind of how dominant some of them were. I mean, you had Pikachu Zekrom, which even today still wins games and tournaments and all that. And that card came out about 2 years ago, as I said. Um, so that's obviously one of the main cards we're going to be talking about is the tag team type of cards. Um, and how well they did. A lot of people were like, "Oh, well, that's a three prize card. That's going to get, um, that's not going to be going on well in some decks," but it did. It worked surprisingly well um, in the format. And so we're going to be talking about the first ever one first, which some people may argue it would be Magikarp and Wailord, which, yes, 100%, but that never saw play. We're going to be talking about Pikachu and Zekrom. It was a 240 HP tag team Pokemon, and it had two attacks. 150 damage. Sorry, I'll restart that. First attack was full blitz, and it had so the full blitz attack did 150 damage, and you could set your deck for 3 lightning energy and put them onto one of your Pokemon, which was good for putting them back on your um, Pikachu and Zekrom. So you could use its GX attack later in the game, which did 200 base damage and 170 to a bench. So sorry, we're playing in the wrong game here because we're meant to be playing standard, not expanded. Thought I had changed it. Um, Yeah, so sorry, we were playing so the 200 base damage for that GX attack and 172 a bench Pokemon, so it started another expanded game, which is a bit annoying. Um, but yeah, that even today that still sees play with Alolan Raichu and Alolan Raichu tag team GX. Um, it works well with Tapu Koko Prism Star, which is getting rotated, which allowed you to choose two of your benched lightning Pokemon and put an energy onto both of them, and then the Tapu Koko Prism Star gets sent to the Lost Zone. So that's going as well. The Dino GX today still a staple until it gets rotated. But that's going to be a big card as well that goes. We still got Crobat V and Professor's Research and cards like that, but the Dino was another good card to have and in your deck. So that's going as well. Next one I think I would talk about was after Team Up. It was Unbroken Bonds, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that came out with a crud ton of good cards, including the Dino GX that came out in Unbroken Bonds. Um, yeah, so we'll talk about that. Yeah, Reshiram and Charizard was the big hype card from that set. With a 270 HP Pokemon Fire type, of course, and it had its first attack was Outrage for 2 fire energy, and it did 30 damage, but didn't for extra damage. It did pretty much straight back, as you guys know what it does. So yeah, that was a pretty good attack back then. But it was mainly good for its other attack, which I can't really name off the top of my head. But did 230 damage, and you couldn't use it next turn, but you could just double switch. You could use it again, just like Zacian here. Um, yeah, the card was really good. It was good with the Volcanion, which was also an Unbroken Bond. For 1 fire energy, you had an attack called Flare Starter, and you could set your deck for up to 3 fire energy, I think it was, and put them on your Pokemon. The card was extremely good. We all know that. Yeah, and I think it's going to be very well missed. Fire decks are not going to be as good without it. You know, it's it's going to be changing the game for quite a while, as I think we will see. So that's mainly how they got that set up. You also had Welder in Unbroken Bonds, which was just pretty much the most broken card in the set ever. Simply allowing you to attach up to 2 fire energy from your hand and draw 3 cards. That card was stupid good, and even to this day, so today, when rotation hits, that 5 decks will be screwed. In my opinion, I don't think they'll be as good. Like, I know you still got Scorch VMAX out there and all that, and that's been doing very well, but without Welder, I'm not sure. You got Leon's Charizard out there, which hasn't really been using Welder, so that could still be good. But yeah, Welder does help, and those 5 decks. What set should we talk about next? Because I think that was all that was really good in Unbroken Bonds, like Reshiram and Charizard, the Dino GX, Volcanion. Really can't think any other cards on top of my head from that set. No, not that I can remember. There was some other good tag team cards in that deck. Oh, Lucario Melmetal, another good one. That's recently been starting to see play. It didn't really see a lot of play last year due to Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia being out there, and we'll talk about that card later on. But yeah, with the introduction of Zacian V and Zamazenta V, all that, yeah. I'm just trying to think, was Lily's Pokédoll in Unbroken Bonds? I'm not 100% sure. Might have been the set after Unbroken Bonds, Unified. It might have been Unified. Not 100% sure. But either way, so we'll go on to that next set. And I'm pretty sure it was Unified Minds after that. And that's where the introduction of Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX got released. Now, something very unique about that card is that you could use the attacks of any of your GX or EX Pokemon on your bench or in your discard pile. So if you were smart enough, you could mix it with anything, and it was mainly played with fire decks because of Welder being out there at the time. So at the time, it was played with Reshiram and Charizard, Welder, Volcanion, other type of GX cards to try and hit your Pokemon into weakness, or to give Mewtwo and Mew some other attacks. It had Umbreon and Darkrai in that set as well, which was good for Darkbox, which never really saw a lot of play, but it was still a fun deck to kind of play around. God, was there really a Alolan Raichu and Raichu Tag Team GX, which went to Pikarom? Sorry about my speech, it's kind of rough. Yeah, there was... I can't really explain how many cards were in that era, that were just so good. What should we talk about next? Like, we had Cosmic Eclipse, which I think might have been the last tag team set. We had Hidden Fates as well, but it wasn't really much of a competitor set. Hidden Fates, so we won't really talk about it. It was just a reprint set that got released. God, I don't really know what other decks to talk about. Until we get to Cosmic, that is. No, I think that was really it from there. You had Caldeo GX as well, which went in some water decks. But that's basically it. Yeah, I think we'll go straight into Cosmic. Because Cosmic Eclipse really changed the way people started playing the Pokemon trading card game. You had the introduction of Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia Tag Team GX. Well, I mean, and at that time, it saw no play whatsoever. Like, people were trying to mix it around with different decks, but it was kind of hard to pull off back then because it needs a metal and a water energy to use this Ultra Creation move. And it didn't really see much play due to that. So Um, once I think that was pretty much the only good card in the Cosmic Eclipse either way. For the final Sun and Moon set, I think it was kind of disappointing. For the way that set went out. Um, yeah. So Arceus Dalgan Palkia being the main card in that set. Um, yeah, it's probably from that. Pretty much when Sword and Shield base got released, um, like the card was awesome. It got paired with Zacian V and all that. Um, and that's where Zacian ADP got created. A lot of like pretty much everyone around the world was playing that deck. Well, not everyone, but you know what I mean. Like pretty much 90% of people were playing that deck, and it changed the game completely with that one card being as busted as it is. We'll bring up ADP here, and I'll explain why. Um, so here's the Arceus Dialga Palkia here. This is the card we're talking about from Cosmic Eclipse, the only good card from that set. And Altered Creation, clearing, stating what it says down there. For the rest of the game, your attacks do 30 more damage. Before applying weakness and resistance. If it has one extra wood energy attached to it, for the rest of the game, you're taking an extra prize card on your opponent's active Pokemon when it is knocked out. So if you're knocking out tag team card like this with, I don't know, maybe Zacian V right here, because it would be doing 260 damage, you could take 4 prize cards, which is stupid good. You're taking 2 prizes on single prize Pokemon, you're taking 3 prizes on normal V Pokemon. So it was just stupid good how that card evolved, and really took over the game. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be really thankful to see it go. Because what I'm like, there's decks out there that are way better than ADP in my opinion. And a lot of decks that could show a crap ton of potential, but they can't really because of ADP being out there. With Arceus Dialga and Palkia in the format, there hasn't really been any other deck that's been winning. It's mainly been that. Like Eternatus has recently been winning. Rapid Strike Yoshifu VMAX is winning now, so that's good to see. But yeah, you pretty much needed something to stall ADP to beat ADP, really. That's the way it really was. What else? I didn't really talk anything about Team Up, apart from being Pikachu and Zekrom. There was another card in Team Up called Jirachi. It was just a holo rare in the set, but at the time it was a very, very expensive holo rare. For the reason, it had an ability, it was called Stellar Wish. You look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose a trainer that you find there. So it could be a support, it could be like a quick ball or something like that, and put it into your hand. This card was stupid good. Still is. You could, with the introduction of Scoop Up Net and Rebel Clash, you can pick that card back up, put it into your hand, put it back down, and use it again. Just absolutely monstering through your deck. And, so I guess now we'll see, with next year's rotation, what will come out of Sword and Shield. We'll definitely know we'll be losing Zacian, maybe next year. So that's going to change the way metal decks are made. But with a new set coming up in June called Chilling Rain, off the top of my memory, that's going to see some brand new cards brought in, decks, and just the way people change and play the game now. It's going to be very good. Not really much else to say apart from you know, let us know what you're going to be making post-rotation. You know, we're losing the Dino GX. We're losing Mew from Unbroken Bonds. I forgot to talk about this card, sorry. This beast is going away as well. And so that's going to make Rapid Strike Urshifu decks even better, considering there will be nothing to be protected from it. So essentially, you're going to be pretty much like stuck with your opponent there. And I think Telescope Sight might see some play in those decks now. Instead of seeing like the scrolls attached to those Rapid Strike decks. I think that's going to be a vital part now of that. So Rapid Strike Urshifu is going to get better. In my case, I'm going to be revamping my Corviknight or Turbo Zacian deck. This is my Turbo Zacian deck here. We were just playing it on before. The only card I need to take out of this is my Dedenne GX. This is the only card I need to take out. And the Lucario Melmetal as well. Apart from that, everything else is good. You know, you've got Escape Rope, which got reprinted recently. You've got Metal Sources still. I think we're losing Pokemon Communication, actually, as well. Let me have a look at that, actually. I'm going to have a look and see what set it was last posted in. Because if that's going to change a lot of the game as well. Sorry, I'll just find it. Let's see, where is it? Oh, yeah, this is the card I want to look at. Right, what card did this get printed in? So this got printed in Cosmic as well. This is going, and I don't want to swear, but I'm so happy this card is going. I'm really sick of seeing it. And as you can see on that card, you know why. Stupid card. It should never have been printed in the first place. That card, and I'm thankful to see it go. Mallow and Lana is going away as well, which was a great healing card. So when you play this card, you can discard 2 cards from your hand, and if you do heal 120 damage, and from the Pokemon, you moved onto your bench. So you can use both effects on that. Cynthia and Caitlin's going away as well. All that. Alright, let's have a look. Sorry. Got distracted. Here we go. Unified Minds. Oh, is that Team Up? No, that's Team Up. Okay, rough. I don't know what we're going to be using in terms of a solution to Pokemon Communication. It's going to be very tough because Pokemon Communication is a very good card. Unless it gets a reprint, it's going to be tough because you're going to find you got to get rid of those Pokemon that you don't want in your hand for the Pokemon that you want. And there's nothing really else in the format right now which gives you that option. So very tough. You're going to have to be players are going to be have their wit about them. We might try some games on here one day post rotation and see how we go with the new current format. And the way that how even Pokeball might see some play. I'm not going to be the devil's advocate, but that might even see some play yet. Great Ball's probably going to see some play as well now. When you look at top 7 cards, you find the Pokemon there, put it into your hand. Level Ball's going to see some play, of course. Well, it already is. Great Ball here. Yeah, so that might see some play yet. But yeah, apart from that, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Just talking about post rotation and what might be good back after it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and peace out.